Hey, I want to make a video today for a couple of reasons. One is to kind of promote the TYMP pistol project, and the other is to bitch a little bit in the process, you know, big surprise. I'm not someone who's very good at promoting my own stuff. I'm good at promoting other people's stuff, which is why I thought when I started the TYMP pistol project, maybe other people whose stuff I promote would be good at promoting my thing. Especially since my thing doesn't enrich me in any way, it actually helps other people. But up to right now, not one single major gun channel has said anything about the TYMP pistol project. Well, you know, gun websites, people like that help. But as far as the other big channels, the ones that make a lot of money off the gun community every year, not a word from any of them. So to those people, I'm like, But see if I promote your shit anymore. Well, I probably will promote your shit if it's to the benefit of the gun community, because I'm a sucker when it comes to doing the right thing. But I want to talk to people who aren't familiar with the TYMP pistol project today. If you're not familiar, the TYMP pistol project is a program that I run. Well, actually, I kind of don't run it. Vincenzo Lombardo and over at Patriot Gunsmithing and a panel of people that help him choose the beneficiaries every week are the ones that actually run it. So I don't run it. I just kind of fund it, I guess. I use all my Patreon money to pay for the products. Well, actually, the Patreon money comes from my viewers. So I guess I don't fund it. I guess my viewers fund it. So what do I actually do? Well, I guess I make videos like this, you know, and I think I'm important. I like to pretend I'm important, damn it. But the TYMP pistol project, the TYMP pistol project, which stands for the Yankee Marshall Posse Pistol Project, we're not for profit. We're not technically a nonprofit because I've never set it up that way, but we don't make money. What we do is we take all my Patreon money, and every week we choose someone in need. Someone who would love to be someone who supported the Second Amendment, would love to exercise their rights to self-defense, would love to do all that stuff, but for one reason or another, they just can't afford to. There may be a single mother taking care of 4 or 5 children. They may be a family that has a special needs child. You know, there's been lots of different reasons, or they just might be college students or something like that. And we take these people's stories, we vote on it, and every week we provide a free firearm to a budding Second Amendment supporter in need. And that's what we did at first. And now we've actually branched out a little bit. We also give away a friend gun every month, and we give away a vet gun every month. And the vet gun is just saying thank you to a veteran for their service. People can nominate a veteran they know. They'll get a free gun. And the friend is just me paying back the people that, you know, help support the cause. I choose a friend every month, and I just give them a free gun. That's just something I do. It's not a drawing. It's not a raffle. It's just something I do. Well, we've recently had to stop doing it the way we've been doing it because we had to reduce the number of guns we give away every month, because we were giving away like 7 guns a month. And because a lot of people caused an uproar, like Wrangler Star and the Sargon of Akkad, about who are not willing to defend their positions against me, started this whole Patreon's anti-First Amendment, anti-Second Amendment garbage. Patreon has suffered. Well, Patreon hasn't suffered. Patreon's doing as well as ever. It's just gun content creators that are suffering and people who run programs like mine that are suffering. Because I hate to break it to you, Patreon is not anti-gun. I deal with Patreon. I give away a lot of guns through Patreon. And every time I do anything that could even be conceived as being something they would be liable for, they don't like cancel my channel. They send me an email and go, hey, wink, wink, nod, nod, you're in violation here. But if you were to do these things, you wouldn't be in violation anymore, and we wouldn't have anything we could do. You know, they've worked with me a lot on being able to do with to be able to do what I'm doing. But now I can't do it because the funds aren't coming in. So I kind of want to make this video as a fundraiser for my Patreon page. Not so I can make money. I'm going to continue doing the same things I do on my videos and stuff, regardless of Patreon. Patreon is solely to fund the TYMP pistol project, like I said, which no one else will promote. I don't know why. Maybe you should ask them why they won't promote it. And yes, that is me being passive-aggressive. I could be downright aggressive, but people tend to get mad when I do that. I need to promote it because, like I said, last month we had to reduce the number of guns because we were down like $650 on Patreon. Which, you know, that's a good quarter of the money. That's 1 3/4 guns every month that I couldn't give away. In fact, last month we reduced it by 2 guns. We only gave away 4 guns last month. Or actually, we gave away 5, but it came because of the way the month's set up. But we reduced it by 2 guns, and still, I operated at a $380 deficit last month. The money that went into the account, I had to put my extra money in the account because all my Patreon money goes into one account. I had to put extra in there just to cover the veterans gun this week. And I still don't know how I'm going to pay for the friend gun from last week, but it'll be done by Friday. Hopefully, they'll contact me by then. But the beneficiary gun. Sorry, I don't know if I said friend gun or not. But I want to call out people out there to get over that whole notion that Patreon is anti-gun. They are not. You know who is anti-gun? PayPal. PayPal's anti-gun. And if you listen to actually what Patreon is saying, one of the reasons they do the things they have to do, like the Sargon of Akkad, etc., is because they're not a bank and they don't do the processing. PayPal does the processing, and PayPal tells them what they have to do sometimes. And when they decide someone is hate speech or someone is something they don't approve of, they they enforce their opinions on other companies that rely on their services. And there's not really an alternative to PayPal. So Patreon is not pro-gun, not anti-gun. They're pro-gun, or at least they're neutral. Because like I say, they have worked with me every chance they have gotten to make sure I can continue doing what I do. Because they just want their profit. They want their percentage of it. They don't care about it being guns. They're not anti-gun. They're pro-profit. That's the very least you could say about them. So if you're someone who wants to support the TYMP Pistol Project, please go over to Patreon and become a member. I would love to be able to get it back up to where next month we can give away 7 guns again. It's ridiculous that something like the project that is doing so much good for so many people gets hurt because a bunch of people get butthurt because someone tells them something that just isn't true and they just believe it. People looking out for their own best interests and trying to pad their own pocketbooks hurt other people that are trying to do the right thing. And that's what happened with this whole Patreon thing. So Patreon's still going strong. Don't worry about Patreon. But it's the gun content creators and the people trying to do the right thing in the gun community that are getting harmed. So if you're someone out there that would like to support the project, like I've started to say a dozen times now, go over to Patreon, become a supporter. If you're someone that sent me a message saying, I'm leaving Patreon because of political differences with them, well, then you're an idiot. Either because you didn't even look up to find out or even research whether find out Patreon is actually the problem or not. You just believed some guy in England or a Wrangler star who told you something that benefited them because they are not anti-gun. And for the people who are like, well, I was a member for 2 months and it says that after 2 months you get a free patch. Will I get my patch? No, you will not, because it's after 2 months. You still have to be a patron to get the patch after your first 2 months. And the only reason you have to do for 2 months first is because if you didn't do too much first, I'd be losing money on the stupid patches because I buy them in such small quantities. So, like I said, gist of the story, I'm bitching because people aren't supporting TYMP, aren't promoting TYMP, like the bigger gun channels, etc. And by bigger gun channels, I mean gun channels bigger than me. So more than 300,000 subs. Not one of them has done anything to promote the TYMP Pistol Project. And also, if you want to support the project, if you're pro-Second Amendment, if you want to help out people in need who want to exercise their Second Amendment rights, if you want to say thank you to a veteran every month with a free firearm, the most recent one just got a Kimber TLE2. That's nice. You can see why I went over budget a little bit this week. If you want to just help in general, go over to Patreon, become a patron of my channel. Like I said, this is not to pad my pocket. This is to make more guns go out the door. And for people who are like, I bet you don't even give them away. Because, yeah, I understand why you say that, because there's a lot of organizations on YouTube and a lot of gun channels on YouTube that fake a lot of fucking giveaways. I've got, I think it's 12 people who run the project that I have no say in. They're the ones determining who gets the firearm, and they're the ones conversing with the people when they actually get the firearms. And I use one central dealer to do all the friend guns. Any person at any time can call Sporting Systems and say, hey, how often does he send out a free gun to people? And they'll be like, yeah, every week at least. So for people who are doubters, I understand why you might be a doubter, but I don't do that shit. This is stuff really going out. And that's another thing that bothers me is these gun channels that are like, we're giving away a free gun. Oh, guess who won? We're not telling you, but it was my brother-in-law. You know, that shit that bothers me a lot because they hurt other people trying to do the right things. But that all aside, like I said, passive-aggressively, go bother the people that don't support the TYMP or don't promote the TYMP Pistol Project. And if you're someone that wants to support it, go over to Patreon and support it. Hopefully, next month, we can get it back up to where we're giving 7 guns a month away, because I don't like giving away just 4 and 5, because it makes me feel like I'm leaving people out. So please go support that. I've never asked you to support anything of mine. Never said please support anything of mine before. At least I don't think I have. I'm usually too rude to say please. So for now, please go over and support the TYMP Pistol Project, because this is something that I think is too important to fail.